Good day, everybody. I want to talk about people smuggling and people that want to come to other countries through people smugglers. And how could we stop people smugglers or people wanting to use people smugglers? And people getting worried that people smugglers are doing the wrong thing and making people drown as they put too many people on a boat. People smugglers. Now, everyone tries to make a living. And when you go to make a living, you look for something that's on the market. Right? And countries talk about helping people all the time, as long as they can get on the list and on the news. And in a big enough group, I guess, is how it works. So the country can see how they feel. Otherwise, they don't see how they feel, do they? But they certainly see how Gazans feel, don't they, lately? So that's why we've been getting some from Gaza. So when it comes to people smugglers and how could you stop them? Well, as long as there's people that want to get out of bad countries, you won't be able to stop people smuggling. So you don't attack the people smugglers to stop people smuggling. You attack on why it's happening, you see, and try to fix so people smugglers won't be able to do as bad. Right? Now, people smugglers, in the end, to the people who use people smugglers, are the good people. Because at least they're doing something for these desperate people, you see. And people smuggling, well, that's not much of a big of a crime. I can't see people smuggling any bigger of a crime than people who do stocks and shares. These people are bad guys too, as they pull out their money at certain times to make money, which causes things to happen. They will like to use that, oh, this was happening and so I had to do this. But it's all loophole scams, which is what people smugglers use. They find ways to get what they need to happen. And that happens in all sectors all over the world. And to fix those problems is to fix why they're doing it in the first place. Are they doing it because they're desperate people and they're trying to get a new life, or are they doing it because they just want to make money? That's it. There's no benefit in it at all except for them to make money. Right? And it helps no people either. So those people who do those kind of things, like in stock markets and stuff, are worse than people smugglers in my book. Or just the same. But that's another big whole conversation altogether. To piece that together for people who want to say it's not, I'm happy to debate how it could be. And how the rich and the people that know all the biggest loopholes that look good get away with it than the people that do the similar thing but don't look good, you see. Get treated differently. So back to people smuggling and desperate people. So if you're a country that helps people and likes to help people, and you claim that, and definitely people who are suffering, why would you send them back? Because you want to give a point to the people smugglers. True? And so they don't become worse. But they can only become worse if the world becomes worse, you see. Because these desperate people want to get to better places, just like if you were there. So you can imagine all these rules, you can't get there yourself. You know there's loopholes and ways. That's why they sink their boat. That's why they sink their boat, people. Have you ever noticed there's certain things that happen every time they get in? Then they die, a lot of them, because it's the risks they've got to take, like crossing the border in the river in America. Right? Because these people know what's going on. They know the risk. They know they might die going. And yet they're going to do it anyway, aren't they? The people smugglers, they're not kidnapping people and putting them on boats or in containers just for the fun of it, to make money, like stealing a car. In some cases, they do that. Where they go, well, they've got the money, they're heading off, and they're just pricks. They're the people smugglers that you would find in all sorts of sectors that are just evil, that abuse the system. And because of those ones, it makes the ones that just people smuggle and try to do their best look bad. It's how the devil wins. The devil always makes every sector look worse than it is. Definitely, if it's not helping its benefit, the devil likes things to go wrong, doesn't it? Not go right. And when you look up to God, God says to push hard and try everything you can. So the people themselves aren't really doing the wrong thing. And out of 100, there might be, say, 10% or less that are bad. But that'll always happen. And we've got to figure out how to get around that. Things that always happen, you need to figure out how to do a right way, a fair way. Right? That's what a lot of people like to go on about, righteous. So sending them back because you don't want someone else to get somewhere, is that righteous? Or is that another way of controlling and manipulation to get a certain outcome? Right? Is it punishing one to get another? That's not the proper outcome of doing things. And so when all these people come over here from certain countries, you don't blame the people smuggler. You don't blame the people if they can tell you legit stories and you can check up too. Is that they'll talk about why they come. And then you should go talk to their country and ask their country and see if the proof is in the pudding about how unbearable it is there. And if you don't believe that group, maybe a few more groups will come and tell you the same thing. Maybe it's a big group story to fabricate, but they'll be using words. But you should be able to get some real evidence. We want evidence because the evidence will make it true. So perhaps they bring videos of evidence of what they go through. Would that help these people? See how I'm thinking high? So you say to these people, instead of sending them back and all that, you go, all right, if these bad things are happening and we're a good country, and we know we shouldn't have more people, but we're really willing to check out what's going on. And we do have land where we can go put these people where they won't bother us, but at least they won't be there. And if they rather take that choice, does that mean something? Anyway, it's a big subject to talk about, but you never stop things that happen when there's a market, and you always want to know why there's the market. You don't try to stop the market. You find out why there is, and then you fix that problem, and then there doesn't need to be a market. There's a market because there's not enough food. Oh, well, we built more supermarkets, and now there's plenty of food. Now the market doesn't need to run, does it? You see? Have a good one, and bye-bye.